If you are aiming for an entry-level machine learning role, you should understand how the hiring process actually looks from the inside. Knowing this alone can give you an advantage because most candidates only see their side of the table. The exact flow differs across countries and companies, but the core principles are universal. First, you need to know that companies generally fall into two categories: product-oriented companies and development houses. Why does it matter? Product companies own and build their product. Their hiring decisions are based on well-defined needs, clear requirements, and fewer unknowns. If you are a fit, they know where you will contribute. Development houses are different. They not only need to evaluate your skill, they also have to estimate project demand, match you to the existing clients, and guess whether your skill set will be marketable in the near future. There's more uncertainty, so the bar for hiring you can be less predictable. This means your application strategy should change depending on where you apply. I'll make a full video just on this topic, but in short. For product companies, highlight skills, experience, and ambition aligned with their product. Show that you are already thinking in the direction they are building. For development houses, emphasize adaptability, broad interests, and willingness to learn fast. They value versatility because projects vary, sometimes dramatically. For example, in one product-focused team I worked with, they needed someone who could fine-tune recommendation models. The candidate who showed experience with recommender systems, even small, hobby level, immediately stood out. But at the development house I knew, the best candidates were the ones who could jump from audio processing to NLP to churn prediction. They weren't looking for specialists, they needed adapters. Once you identify the type of company, the next filter is your resume. Your CV will first be screened either by AI or non-technical recruiters. They usually see only a high-level job description and a list of keywords, so don't name things creatively just to be original. If you worked with Elmo embeddings, write it clearly, but also explicitly mention natural language processing. Don't make them infer it. This doesn't mean stuffing your CV with every phrase from the job posting. That's obvious and often frowned upon. But you must speak the same language the recruiter is searching for. If your CV passes this stage, it reaches technical reviewers. Every company I've worked with handles this the same way. Regular engineers reviewing resumes when they have time. That might give you bonus points because you share a university or similar interests or something small you wrote in hobby section. But one fact never changes. They are busy. They won't read your CV twice. If something important isn't there or isn't clear, they won't risk scheduling an interview. Then comes the interview stage. Some companies run 2 interviews, but I've seen as many as 6, and for junior roles, that's excessive. But regardless of the format, remember this. As a junior, your potential matters more than your current depth of knowledge. If you can speak clearly about what you know, show curiosity, and demonstrate that you learn fast, that can outweigh limited experience. And even if you meet every requirement, you still might not get the offer. Sometimes there's only one open seat, sometimes timing, availability, or internal constraints matter more than your performance. Don't let the rejection convince you that you are not qualified. I hope this perspective gives you a clearer view of what happens on the other side of the hiring process, because understanding it helps you play the game smarter. Key takeaways. Adapt your strategy based on company type. Make your CV friendly for AI and non-technical screens, but at the same time detailed enough for engineers. In interviews, Skills matter, but attitude and potential often decide the outcome. If you are unsure what matters to them, ask. Many things are negotiable if you communicate.